Another landlord is a victim in Chicago because the eviction moratorium won't allow her to evict a squatter. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Another great article for you today, and it's coming from CBS 2 in Chicago, and it says, Southside homeowner says she can't get squatters out of her house amid an ongoing eviction moratorium. Now, before I get into this article, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm going to keep working to bring you articles about things that pertain to landlords, the eviction moratorium, real estate investing, and, it's not easy bringing this much content to you. I really got to do some research every single day, and so I really do appreciate it when you hit that like and subscribe button. Anyway, let's get into this article. More than $500 million in rental assistance is now available in Illinois, but it won't help a Southside homeowner with 3 people living in her house rent-free. Clarice Mason says they are squatters who moved into her property near 83rd and Wentworth without permission almost a year ago. I noticed 3 women entering the house, and I'm like, no, they cannot be entering my house, said Mason. Now, in normal times, it's not very hard to remove squatters from a house. But with everything that's going on lately, you just got to sit here and wonder, how hard are some of these places going to make it for landlords? And in the case of places like Chicago or up in New York or California, Seattle, you've got all of these tenant protections in place, and you've got very few protections for landlords who are just struggling to get by, especially the small landlords. Okay, so I don't like hearing stories like this, but I have to keep bringing the point forward that, hey, we're suffering out here. A lot of landlords aren't making it. These programs that politicians put in place, they do not work, and we need to fix this problem as soon as possible. Okay. CBS 2 confirmed her name is on the deed for the house, and she is also listed as the home's taxpayer in Cook County records. The senior citizen said she spent $40,000 renovating the home to sell it. I put new cabinets in, new countertops, everything. Stainless steel, everything, she said. It's unclear how the uninvited guests got into the house, but they showed the homeowner a lease. Mason said it's fake. Wow. So yeah, this is a lady who basically she fixed up her house, and somehow these people got into the house, and now are just saying, oh yeah, well, I got rented this house, and they have this fake lease. They probably just made it up themselves. It's pretty easy to print a lease off and write some basic information in it, but that's just not true. It's not real. That's part of the reason why I have a house right now that I'm doing renovations on. I'll go over there and check on it a few times a week, because if you let a house sit too long and people know it's vacant, it's a target for theft, break-in stuff, situations like this with squatters even, and no, I haven't personally dealt with squatters, thank God, but that's one of my fears. So I'm getting over there all the time just to make sure that nobody's even messing with my property. Her attempts to evict the squatters didn't go well. CBS 2's attempts to ask the woman who answered the door about her residency also didn't go well either. She called the police and then came out with a pair of scissors. We asked what she was doing with them. Getting you the F away from my S, she replied. Okay, so this lady is so shady that a news crew comes by to talk to her, and she comes out with a pair of scissors to chase them away. What the heck? Come on here. We've got a squatter living up in a lady's house, not paying any bills, after she's done $40,000 worth of renovations. And then a news crew knocks on your door and you're chasing them with scissors and calling the police on them. Oh, come on, If this isn't a case of a pure manipulator trying to use someone else, then I don't know what is. I've never seen a reaction like that from a sane person or somebody who's doing everything right. Now that's completely crazy. CBS 2 then told the woman that Mason said the home was hers. I don't give a F what she says. I'm in this B, ain't I? She responded. As outrageous as this situation seems, eviction attorney Michael Zink said Mason is not alone. Squatters are technically protected under the governor's eviction moratorium. And there we go. Squatters, people who have no right to be in a house, who basically just are stealing the property from the rightful owner, have just as much protection as people who always paid rent, people who, you know, rightfully lived in the house for some period of time. Okay, so that's how bad these eviction moratoriums are. These lawmakers, they didn't put into writing, hey, well, here's some exceptions. Here's some exceptions. In some places, there are some exceptions in place, but why are squatters being allowed to stay? Okay, this stuff is so outrageous. I mean, I don't even, know what could possibly be done, but if this eviction moratorium doesn't end, homeowners like this lady, they could be ruined. The order covers tenants and lessees, but also residents, which Zink said could apply to anyone who merely spends the night and claims the residence is theirs. Zink said he successfully won some squatting cases during the moratorium, but it's a tricky fight, especially with how the order is worded. Okay, yeah, no. I mean, this isn't cool. This isn't something that should even be allowed. And, this tenant attorney here, is proving the point by saying that he's actually won cases like this. I mean, come on, this shouldn't even be a question. I mean, you should take this up to the court and the judge should be like, no, you can't stay there. You're out immediately. But instead, because all this mess is going on and because they didn't even think about small property owners, they just completely screwed us over. I don't even know this lady, the squatter told Chicago police when they responded to her harassment call. She told them she is moving this week. The officers told both women this is a civil matter and that their hands are tied. The policemen were very nice. I can't say anything negative about them, but I blame the judicial system, said Mason, who feels stuck. I'm thinking this is so pathetic. CPD left without pressing charges on either side. Oh, gee. Yeah, I mean, I know that this is a civil issue. I know that, well, you know what? Maybe it's not a civil issue because it seems like she's trespassing, okay? Trespassing is a criminal issue, okay? So the police should be able to be involved. This is not really a civil issue at all. So, we're talking about a squatter here. We're not talking about somebody who we ever had a legal contract with, okay? We have a lease. It's a fake lease, and it would be pretty easy to prove it's a fake lease. I would prefer that the police got this lady out of there immediately because all she's doing is stealing from the person at this point, okay? So, I mean, another story where the eviction moratorium is completely screwing over a landlord, okay? I don't even know if we can call this lady a landlord because she wasn't even renting the house. The house was just basically broken into, and now she's become a de facto landlord, and that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. So let's hope that nothing like this ever happens to me or to anyone else out there watching this video.